We married 2.5 years ago. The first month I was here, there was a neighborhood party. My husband's job transferred him to our current state while we were engaged, so he was here about 1.5 years before I was. A neighbor woman, Julie, was there, and she struck me as a bit odd. She never talked to me, but only to my husband. I wanted to go home after a few hours and drink, but he said there was a bonfire at their house and he wanted to go. So I went home and he took my stepdaughter over to this neighbor lady and her husband's place, and they came home pretty late, about 1 a.m. I was miffed because it was my birthday the next day, a Friday, and he forgot and was tired, and we didn't do anything to celebrate. Over the next couple weeks, Julie called and texted him a lot, to the point it made me uncomfortable, and I told him to politely set some boundaries. He never mentioned her again, and the texts, calls stopped. I sort of completely forgot Julie existed. Fast forward 2 years. My husband was mad at me, and so he left for a business trip and would only say that he left my stepdaughter with trusted people. Normally, she just stays home with me. He wouldn't tell me where she was. Yes, I know this is manipulative and a douche move on his part. It was over a week that she was gone, and I was seriously sick with worry. Then another neighbor told me she was at Julie's house. This neighbor gave me Julie's phone number, and I texted her and asked if my stepdaughter was there, but she never replied. My husband also never came home the night his flight came in. He said it was delayed and he slept in his office, but he lied about the arrival time by 5 hours. I watched, and when I saw his car at Julie's house and I walked up there, all I said was, "Is this where my stepdaughter was the whole time?" That lady wouldn't look me in the eyes, she just looked down and hurried in the house. She was married and at this time pregnant too. I was flabbergasted that my husband would leave a 10-year-old overnight with people he drank with at a bonfire once 2 years ago, just because he wanted to upset me. I then found out that Julie and my husband have had some sort of friendship that has lasted at least since that party a couple years ago. Part of me suspects they hung out before I ever moved here. I have to travel frequently to the state I moved from to see my kids. I found out that they, my husband and stepdaughters, hang out with Julie while I am gone. But no one ever mentioned it to me or invited me along to anything. I think it is weird the kids never even mentioned it. I told my husband how hurt I was. I texted that woman and said, "I don't know what your relationship was with my husband, but we are married, and I am asking you to respect that and leave us alone." She never replied. Christmas was coming up, and me and my husband were traveling to my home state, and at the last minute, he couldn't go. He promised me that he would not see or talk to her again. I was sad we couldn't be together for Xmas, but had a good time. My husband didn't get me a gift, but he is not a gift giver, and we are both really busy. I got home and things were better between us. I thought we were both really trying. Then, cleaning, I found a small piece of Xmas wrapping paper, a present from Julie's young son to my husband. I was upset, but my husband said she just left them on the porch, and he seemed upset she did that after I said to stay away, but that was a lie too. A month or so later, I saw a photo on his phone of my husband and my stepdaughter smiling around her dinner table with her friends and husband on Xmas Eve. Apparently, my husband and stepdaughter even went shopping and got her gifts for Xmas. I spent Xmas Eve alone traveling across the country, and he never even got me a card. He says it isn't cheating. There was no intimacy involved, and she is married. But then why keep the friendship a secret for 2 years? Why not invite me along to things? Why always wait until I am not around to get together? Something broke in me when I saw that photo. Both my husband and Julie knew how upset I was, and it is like they thought it was funny and waited for me to get on that plane to get together and have a good laugh about me. I just can't understand how he could do that to me, his wife, on Christmas. Was this cheating? Anything I can do to move past it? She lives 3 houses down, and I swear I have PTSD from it now. Relevant comments. Thank you. Honestly, this would be easier if I knew there was intimacy involved. I am not a jealous person. I don't care if he has female friends, so I have no idea why all the deception. The one time I met her at that party, I just thought she was a little too clingy to my husband is all. She never, that I am aware of, asked us both to hang out as a couple, and that is what I found odd. I am thinking this is what people call an emotional affair, and my stepdaughter must be so confused. C has not seen her birth mother since she was a toddler. She was there when I married her dad at 7 years old. I came home from a trip to see my kids once and I found a bag of $400 worth of brand new girls' clothes, tag still on, from the Gap in her room. My stepdaughter has more clothes than she can wear, bought by me. My husband told me his elderly secretary to our daughter shopping, but honestly, now I think it was Julie. What in the world? So odd, I cannot even make sense of any of it. Why did you leave your kids? Thank you. I left because it was COVID and my stepdaughter was 7 and all alone most days, since schools and daycare shut down. And my husband had to work and had no other support here because of the job transfer. And of course, because I loved them both and we were getting married. My stepdaughters are now 10 and 6 years old. Little one is with us part-time. My children were teenagers when I moved. I had 50-50 before. My daughter is in a special program, talented and gifted in high school, and my son is 18 in Oct this year. I am a teacher, so I can see them all summer and on any school breaks. They had friends and jobs, and it just didn't make sense to uproot them like that. I have been really bitter and angry about what I gave up to be here lately. And for my own kids. Like, Christmas, I had this beautiful decorated cabin, and it was supposed to be all of us. They deserved a Christmas together, too. We had a great time together, by the way. I just meant they deserve to be included if we are indeed a family unit. Next day, I have been feeling the same way. I'm told I am pretty, smart, funny, kind, loyal. But my husband is constantly seeking relationships outside of us. It is very lonely. I think it is more about them than us. I think they have attachment and intimacy issues and sabotage good relationships and are uncomfortable with real love. Sorry you're going through this. When I get down, I try hard to think about all those blessings I do have. Someday you will meet someone whose love and loyalty match your own. Next update with the title. Been married 2.5 years and it's been pretty awful. My husband can sometimes do things that are very cruel. Lately, he has used food against me. Example, he left today and took my stepdaughters for breakfast because he was mad at me. I asked him if he could bring me home something to eat and he said no, and he added, "Wouldn't give me any money this summer. We had no food in house, not even bread. And he knows this. I do have water. Now it is 7 p.m. I have no food since yesterday at dinner. No gas. He took my car last night and ran it to E. I was asleep. No money and no access to money. I'm a teacher and no paycheck until set. I also live far away from and friends or family. A couple days ago, he was mad at me and took my stepdaughters and someone else out to dinner, knowing I had no food all day. He has been using food a lot to get back at me. My husband makes $200K but is very controlling with money. I pay all own bills and provide insurance for all of us, with the exception of he has promised to cover my stuff in the summer. Last summer was the same thing. He got mad at me and refused. I am 5'FT tall, 105 pounds as is. I just really noticed he is using food as a weapon. Like he will order food for him and the girls, none for me, or order something I can't stand. Does this sound like a narcissist? Please don't just tell me to leave. If I can't get a sandwich, there is no way I can do anything like move until I get a few paychecks saved. Food just seems weird he is fixated on it in regards to me and keeping me from eating. Relevant comments. People share support hotlines and ask if she has anyone she can stay with. Thank you. I moved 1,200 miles when I married him. My parents are deceased. I don't really have any family or support system. SP with COVID, it has just been work and homework and home. He has a lot of issues I am really struggling to understand. We didn't live together before we married, and I honestly didn't realize a lot of things. Order your own food with his money. Why don't you have money? He asked me to pay for our family vacation, then didn't end up going with us. I agreed on the condition that he help cover my bills this summer. I spent $4,000 on it in July. I just wanted our kids to have a good time, and I was excited about spending quality time as a couple too. So I am out of money until my first payday. I have no money in my account and he closed our joint account. I don't know where he deposited his money now, but I feel like you should be able to trust a spouse when a financial agreement is made. I wouldn't have spent that money had I known. He makes enough it would be easy to cover my bills. I was more asking because sometimes he does this stuff subtly and I am left wondering, did he realize I didn't have lunch and breakfast? Was this on purpose? Why haven't you left yet? I moved 1,200 miles to marry him 2 years ago. I don't have much living family. Parents died a long time ago. I don't know anyone here. I work and come home. Repeat. We live in an area he can afford, but I cannot even afford a studio here on my salary. Even with food. I cannot go to a food pantry or get food stamps. I make too much. But because he doesn't help the way he promised as a condition of moving and marrying him, I am always broke. I am from a state that cost of living is much lower. Even a lawyer needs at min a $5,000 retainer, which I don't have. I put all my money into us, which I know now was stupid. But if I left, what I going to do? Sleep in my car? I have to stay calm and keep working if nothing else and get some money saved up so I can leave. He started counseling this year, but quit. And I was really hoping things would be better soon. Update title, Am I Overreacting? I am starting to think I am going crazy. I recently discovered that my marriage is way more unhealthy than I thought. Now this, I Googled my husband's ex-wife's name. Editor's note. This is the mother of her younger stepdaughter. She moved to our state shortly after we married. There have been some boundary issues with them which I have expressed concern about to both of them in the past. Anyway, I Googled her name and found out on LinkedIn that she is working for him now. As in the same office, she now works for his company. I don't know for how long. I am just floored that neither one thought they should at least discuss it with me ahead of time or at least talk to me about it. Am I overreacting? I just thought that spouses were always consulted about stuff like that. Should I consider divorce at this point? Relevant comments. Is this a big or small company? Very small company. He is a partner in it. Less than 10 employees. When did she move closer? She moved here a week after we married, which surprised me. She originally worked for another company here. My husband started his own business last March. Not sure when it happened. My best guess is sometime in the last 6 months. But really, I don't know. She has primary physical custody. Don't get me wrong, I was very happy that my husband got more time with his daughter. I just didn't think that he would be closer to his ex-wife than he is to me. Because that is what it feels like. And I have expressed this to him. Original poster expands in a comment that she accidentally saw text between them. It was bad. He was calling me a fun hater. I am more conservative in my parenting, and we were only married a few months, but I insisted my stepdaughter have a bedtime. She was staying up till midnight on school nights at age 8, and that he take away her internet access. She had been in chat rooms and disgusting perverts were messaging her. Somehow, that made me a fun hater. So basically, he and the ex-wife were making fun of me. They did apologize at the time. Someone goes back, looks at her post history, and points out all the red flags. Suggest divorce and at least counseling. Do you know what? We tried counseling a few months ago. The counselor said I had to 100% trust him and move forward. He wouldn't listen to me. He kept saying that it was all he said, she said, but it wasn't. I was bringing up things that really have happened. No idea how to just 100% trust and move forward if you don't even discuss the things that happened to break your trust. My husband actually smiled in the last session when I started to cry like he'd won. I quit counseling after that. So I honestly thought he was going to be a good counselor. He had a military background like my husband. So I thought my husband would feel more comfortable with him. But all they did was spend the first 20 minutes joking about war stuff. And every time I tried to bring up some serious concerns, I got the 100% trust, she said speech. My husband is the one who picked him. Is she trolling? Hi, I'm sorry, but I don't know what a troll test is. I know an online troll is someone who posts things to get a reaction, like they will say something nasty or very insensitive when someone has died. This post is legit. I have been trying to write without embellishment because if I am exaggerating or lying, what is the point of asking for advice anyway? My husband is a combat veteran. I love him, but he has a lot of issues. I don't want to give up on him, but I find myself constantly feeling hurt over the way he treats me. And I do question if I am being too sensitive or reading more into things than is there. My husband is not an easy man to talk to. If I bring up something like this, he typically becomes angry if I push the matter and don't drop it right away. I just felt like working day to day with an ex-wife is something that we at least should have had a discussion about. Next update title, was this a drug overdose? Something happened last night. Can you tell me if it sounds like a drug overdose? I was in bed sleeping and my dog woke me up. I heard a noise downstairs. It sounded like my husband obnoxiously blowing his nose or grunting, snoring. It got louder and it didn't stop. He ran to Walgreens at 8 p.m., left but didn't tell me. I hate it when he does that. And I suspect he buys drugs but never have proof when he runs errands like that. Anyway, I heard this loud grunting noise and came downstairs. I found him sitting on a bar stool height chair at the kitchen table, but he was bent backwards, arms and head dangling off the chair, almost touching the floor. His eyes and mouth were open, but I couldn't get him to wake up. I tried to sit him up. He was too heavy, so I tried to lower him to the floor, but I basically dropped him. He still didn't wake up, though his eyes were open, and he was foaming out the side of his mouth. He looked blue, gray. I called 911, and they had me start CPR. Medics arrived and took over CPR. They thought he was having a heart attack. Suddenly, he became responsive again. There were 6 or 7 people in my kitchen, so I couldn't see what they were doing, but they hooked him up to a machine and said it wasn't a heart attack right then, but they wanted him to go to the hospital. He then started acting drunker than I ever saw him, which was weird. He did not appear wasted earlier, but to be honest, I was ready for bed and didn't pay much attention to him when he got back from Walgreens. He refused any treatment. They said they couldn't make him go, but one officer said he didn't think he was drunk, because you can usually wake someone even if very, very drunk. He said most people would want to go to the hospital if they woke up to someone doing CPR on them. His eyes were open the whole time. They were fixed but not dilated. The pupil were very, very small. I saw my parents die in front of me, and my husband looked dead last night. After everyone left, he vomited all night and then again this morning. My husband is a combat veteran. I know he has had a cocaine problem in the past and he used to drink a lot. I suspect he still uses but hides it from me. Drugs have never been my thing, so I don't know what an overdose looks like. I have seen heart attacks and it reminded me of that. He is now trying to say it was a spider bite. He has a big nickel-size mark on his hand near the base of his thumb, but it looks like a burn to me. I don't understand why he won't go to the doc or hospital if it was a stroke or heart attack. Update title: What kind of drug would keep someone up for 2 full days? My husband did not sleep last night or the night before. At all. I know this because I am a really light sleeper. I am scared he will overdose now, so it is affecting my sleep and I have to work. He insists he is not doing drugs. I know I pulled some all-nighters in college on just coffee. I don't think I could do it now at my age, and even then, not 2 days straight. He is 48 years old. Would crack do this? Keep someone up 2 full days? A couple weeks ago, I noticed he hardly slept all week. Thanks in advance. Original poster. Comments on a post about someone fighting the urge to relapse. November 17th, 2022. Maybe do it not for yourself, but for somebody who loves you? My husband is a coke addict. It is bad. It is breaking my heart and destroying me. I don't even recognize him anymore. He's mean. He's paranoid and violent. Cruel. I wouldn't give anything to have him sober just for a few weeks. He overdosed not too long ago. I was the one who found him, and now I have bad dreams. I don't know if addicts stop loving people, but I do know people don't stop loving them, and it hurts to watch them slowly end themselves. Original poster makes a 6th post on a sub that does not allow reposts. Instead of linking to that, here's a comment that references her thoughts. I really feel this. My husband spent last Xmas with his mistress. He got her a gift and took my stepdaughters, ages 5 and 10, shopping with him to pick it out. Then he lied to me and they spent Xmas with her. He didn't even get me anything. I was all alone at Xmas. I didn't discover the affair until Feb last year. Now I just wish the holidays would be over. It all feels so fake and stupid now. I don't even want to go down for Thanksgiving dinner. My husband is being so good and cheerful, but I cannot get zero-aced what he did to me last year. Sorry you are going through this. I know how much it sucks. I think I will just try to sleep through it. Another update. I haven't seen my husband in 5 days or heard from him. It is destroying me, wondering if he is okay. The last time I went looking for him, his friend, who I have never met, screamed an inch from my face and shoved me. I swore I wouldn't go looking for him anymore. But now I can't sleep because I worry there will be a knock on the door and they will tell me he is dead. He overdosed and I am the one who found him in September. I wonder if they know what their addiction does to us. I wonder if they care. Update. Title. Legal advice. Abandonment. Please read hello. My husband has now disappeared for over a month. I moved to a state with a very high cost of living in 2020 to marry him. I make a lot less than him in education. He is an engineer who makes $200,000. He has a really bad drug problem that I didn't know about before I married him. I found out he stopped paying the utilities months ago. Our gas has been shut off for over a month, so there is no heat downstairs and no water to bathe in. They are in his name, and until they are paid, I cannot do anything. He also removed me from our car insurance and hasn't paid that either. It is 30 wind chill here and 29 degrees in our house currently. He also abandoned his 150-pound dog with me. He called me Monday because he needed money and ran out of gas taking my stepdaughter to school. Please don't judge. I did go to the police just before Xmas about her welfare and was told I have no rights. I brought a gas can to him and gave him $50 and took my stepdaughter to school. I asked where she had been staying and she said sleeping on a couch in his office. This may be partially true. He has had a couple of affairs while married to me and has hidden her at this one woman's house at times. I have a couple thousand saved up, so I am not sure if I should move out or get an attorney. We do not have children together. Can I represent myself? Also, can I keep his dog or find him a home? I found a place to rent, but they won't take both dogs. Please feel free to read my post history. I was really hoping my husband would get into drug treatment and counseling, but I don't think that is going to happen. Our electricity will be shut off Feb 9th, and I need to figure something out. I don't have any family or friends here, only coworkers. I live in Connecticut, United States. Relevant comments. OOP asks about the legality of rehoming the dog. Thank you for replying. From a legal standpoint, can I get in trouble for rehoming his dog if it comes down to that? I actually love his dog. He is big and gentle and elderly. I would love to just keep him, but cannot find a rental that will let me, and I am running out of time. I really don't want to have to give him away. I just don't know what to do. How she has been living. He says he wants him, says he is coming to get him. But he has also said he will pay the utilities and even just yesterday said he would bring space heaters, so the pipes don't freeze. Temp dropped to wind chill 30 degrees yesterday. Then he doesn't follow through or gets angry and blocks me when I ask. For the last 6 weeks, I have heated cups of water in my Keurig and used a bucket to bathe. The only time I have actually seen my husband was when he called me because he ran out of gas.